Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh. Today is Tuesday, May 26th. I hope everyone had an amazing Memorial Day weekend. And in today's video, we are going to be doing another stimulus update for those on different Social Security benefits such as SSI and SSDI, as well as an update for railroad retirees and veterans. Now before I get into the video today, if you wouldn't mind once again just giving this video a big like, a big thumbs up, it really just helps once again with the YouTube algorithm in terms of getting this video out to other viewers like you. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would go ahead and quickly hit that like button. In addition to that, per usual, in the comment section below, let me know whether or not you received your stimulus payment. If you receive your stimulus payment, it gives people hope that haven't yet received their stimulus payment. It lets them know that, hey, people are still receiving the stimulus payments. And if you haven't received it, it's also important to let others know because there's people out there who still have not received a pending deposit date, which is unfortunate. And it lets them know that, hey, I'm not the only one who hasn't received my stimulus payment. And I'm letting you guys know, if you haven't received your stimulus payment yet and you haven't received a pending deposit date, that's okay. Hang in there, be patient. I know you waited a long time, but they are definitely on their way. And of course, as usual, I do try to answer as many questions that I possibly can in the comment section below. And the questions that I don't answer, I do try to answer them in video form in the next video. So per usual, I'm gonna go ahead and answer some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first question that I received was from Mark. He says, are we going to get the second check and when are we going to get it? All right, thank you so much for that question. So at the moment, there is something called the HEROES Act, which would set up to be another round of stimulus payments. Now, the House of Representatives already approved this bill. So at the moment, this bill is in the Senate. It's going to be voted on in the Senate. And if they approve it, at that point, it's going to be moved on to the president. And the president can either agree to the bill as is, or he can veto the bill, say, no, I don't like it. However, it is pretty widely known that the Senate is going to reject the bill just because they don't like everything that's in the bill. So the Democrats and the Republicans are going to have to work together to get something that they can both sort of agree on, and at that point in time they can hopefully pass something which would be set up for a second round of stimulus payments. But as is, there's not going to be a second round. It's possible there could be, but right now there's nothing passed and there's certainly nothing guaranteed. All right, so the next question today is from Michael. Michael says, Josh, still not $1,200 in my account. I am a retired veteran living in Thailand for 15 years. Okay, so first off, I must say thank you very much for serving our country. I and many others really appreciate what you have done. Secondly, my recommendation for you would be to go in and check the Get My Payment portal on the irs.gov website. That payment portal should tell you when you should expect to receive your stimulus payment. If you get to the page and it says payment status not available, that just means they have not yet scheduled a delivery date for you. So in the meantime, just keep checking that page every single day and eventually you will receive a date. I know it's been a long time and it's really bad that they're making veterans wait this long. It's really bad they're really just making anyone wait this long, but you will eventually receive your date. Just remain patient. I know it's hard because it's been such a long time waiting for the stimulus payment, but hang in there, keep checking every day, and you will definitely eventually receive a date. Okay, so the next question today is from Diane. Diane says, I receive SSI. I just received my first SSI check on May 1st. I haven't received my stimulus. I have Direct Express and nothing is posted. I'm giving up. All right, thank you so much for that question, Diane. So if you just started receiving SSI benefits in 2020 and you didn't fill out any tax return in either 2018 or 2019, then you should fill out the non-filers form on the irs.gov website. On the other hand, if you started receiving it this year, but you did fill out either a 2018 or 2019 year tax return, then in that case, there's nothing that you have to do. And in the meantime, I would just continue to check to Get My Payment portal, and eventually it should give you a date. Okay, so the next question today is from Mary. Mary says, I received a message that my check will be mailed on May 15th. I have not received the check as of May 24th. How long does it take to receive a check? All right, thank you so much for that question. And even though there isn't really a set time frame on how long these checks can take to arrive in the mail, I would expect it to take maybe around 2 to 3 weeks. It shouldn't take too much longer than 3 weeks. In the meantime, one service I would recommend for you or anyone else to sign up for would be Informed Delivery. It's a free service by the US Post Office and you can sign up online. What it does is it will tell you exactly what's going to be coming in the mail that day. So if it's going to be a bunch of magazines that you would normally throw out, then maybe it would be a day that you wouldn't go out and check your mail. But if you see something from the US Treasury, it looks like it's going to be your stimulus payment, then that would be a day you'd probably go out and check the mail. So this is a great service, I think. Even if you're not looking for your stimulus payment, I think it would be a great service to have just to see what's coming in the mail each day. So with all that said, I wouldn't be too concerned just because it hasn't been too long yet. But in the meantime, if you would like, you could always sign up for that informed delivery. Okay, so the next question today is from Larry. Larry says, I'm on Social Security retirement with direct deposit. The Get My Payment portal keeps saying no info, still have nothing, no pending. Call the 919 number and can never talk to a real person. Just call messages on the menu. Frustrated. All right, thank you so much for that question. I can definitely understand your frustration. The Get My Payment portal has been a huge pain in the neck to a large group of people. Now, since you did mention you could not get through to a live person with that 919 number, there was someone who left a comment in one of my previous videos. It was from a Tracy, and she actually called a different number. I'll go ahead and leave the comment up on the screen. I'll leave the number up there as well. So what Tracy said is that she called 1-800-829-1040. She pushed option number 4 for owing back taxes, then number 3 to make arrangements to pay back taxes, and finally number 3 to get through to a real person. And she actually ended up leaving the call with a payment date, so she left the call not only having less of a hold time, but also receiving a payment date as well. So if you have time, it might be worth it to reach out to this number, even though that's not like the official number that you should be calling as far as these EIP payments go. Tracy did have success and she was able to get through to a person who was able to help her, and she left the call with a date. So it might be worth checking out if you do have the time. All right, so the next question today is from Michael. Michael says, what if it was sent to a bank you closed an account on? I moved and opened a new account. What do I need to do now? Okay, thank you so much for that question. So what I would do at this point in time is go back to the Get My Payment portal and just verify if they tried to send it to that bank. And if they tried to send it to the bank, what's going to happen is the bank is actually going to reject this payment. They're going to send it back to the IRS. Then at that point in time, the IRS is going to have to reprocess the payment. Then they're actually just going to be physically sending you a check to your physical mailing address. So if they did try to send it to your bank and you check the Get My Payment portal and that's what it shows, then at this point in time, I would just be waiting for that check to be sent to you in the mail. All right, so the next question today is from Richard. Richard says, I am a representative payee for my son who receives SSI. He is 11 years old and I claimed him on my taxes this year. Was there anything I was supposed to do further to make sure he received a stimulus check if he is qualified to receive one? Okay, thank you so much for that question. So you would actually be eligible for $500 more in stimulus payments. So it wouldn't actually be your son that would be eligible for a $1,200 stimulus payment like you would be. And unfortunately, the deadline has actually passed, but if you went through the non-filers form, you could have claimed that extra credit, and they would have given you an extra $500 in addition to the $1,200 that you would have received. Now, I wouldn't worry too much or feel too bad just because many people who actually filed through the non-filers form for their extra dependent, they never actually received the extra $500. So basically what the IRS is telling these people, and it's something that you can do as well, when you go to file your taxes next year, you can claim that extra credit, and at that point in time, you'd have an additional $500. So at this point in time, you just have to wait until next year when you file taxes to claim that extra $500 credit. All right, so the next question today is from Kimberly. Kimberly says, what if you don't file taxes because you're on SSI and you have a child on SSDI? Will I receive my stimulus payment? Okay, so in this case, since you are on SSI, then there's no action that you have to take, and the IRS will send you your stimulus payment automatically as long as you're not being claimed as a dependent on anyone else's tax returns. Now, as far as your child goes, you would have had to have claimed them on the non-filers form to receive an additional $500. Since then, the deadline has passed, but next year you can claim them on your tax returns to receive the extra $500 credit at that point. At this point in time though, as far as your $1,200 stimulus payment goes, you should definitely receive that, but I would go in and check the Get My Payment portal, type in all your information, and it should give you a date. A lot of people on SSI and others are receiving dates of May 28th, so that may be a date for you as well. All right, so the last question today is from Phyllis. Phyllis says, I just started getting SSI in March. I haven't heard anything at all. Will I still get it? All right, thank you so much for that question, Phyllis. So since you just started receiving your SSI benefits this year in 2020, then you would be required to fill out the non-filers tool if you did not file taxes in 2018 or 2019. Now, if you did file your tax returns in either 2018 or 2019, then you would not be required to do anything. All right, so that wraps up all of the questions for today's video. So at this point in time, I'm just going to go ahead and give a quick payment update, and there really hasn't been anything that's changed at all. If you're on a Social Security benefit such as survivors, retirement, or disability, SSI, if you're a railroad retiree, a veteran, if you're a representative payee, your payment should be coming very soon. Many people are receiving payment dates of May 28th. Some people are receiving payment dates of June 8th. Go in and check the Get My Payment portal. It should have a date on there. If it still says payment status not available, you could try the trick of typing your physical street address in all capital letters. Sometimes that helps. You can even abbreviate your street address. So if you live on Drive, instead of physically typing out Drive, you could type out DR period. Sometimes that helps. And if you still have payment status not available, you can always try calling the IRS EIP hotline. And that number is 1-800-919-9835. And I'm just going to leave it up on the screen there. So you can definitely try reaching out to that number and get through to an agent. And some people have left the call successfully and they've received a payment date, but that is not mandatory. If you don't have the time, I wouldn't worry about it. Just keep checking the Get My Payment portal tool on a daily basis and you will definitely eventually receive a date. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did find this video helpful and you would like to see more like it, please subscribe to my channel. At the moment, I am posting daily stimulus update videos. Also, like this video, it really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you. And until next time, I'll see you guys and I hope you have a great day today.